Hi, I'm Gee and welcome back to my series of Winter Warmers. I'm going to show you a beautiful baked camembert with lemon and rosemary and lovely little breadsticks wrapped in Parma ham for dipping. So I've got a beautiful ripe camembert here that comes in one of these little wooden boxes, which is just what you need for cooking it in. And then you just want to remove all the paper that it already comes in, because that you can't cook. And then here I've just got a bit of baking parchment that I've made into a little circle by making a square and ripping the corner off. And then you line that back into the box. Remove any stickers that happen to be on the cheese and then pop it back in. This is the easiest recipe in the world and makes a perfect starter or nibble to have lying about around the house if you're a little bit hungry or you've got unexpected guests. So I'm just going to make a few holes with a sharp knife into the camembert. Now you can bake it plain and simple like this, but I like to add a little bit of flavour into it. And today I'm going to do rosemary. So I've got a few sprigs of rosemary. And you then just want to pop it into the slits that you've made. You can use garlic if you like, but rosemary for me is absolutely perfect. If you're going to use a herb, make sure you use a woody one. And if you don't want to use rosemary, you can always use thyme, or lemon thyme would be delicious. And then onto that, a little bit of lemon zest. Sometimes with cheese, it's so rich and creamy, you need something with a little bit of zing to it to just pick it up. And carefully pour in a little bit of white wine. You want this to drizzle into all the holes. And again, it's that little bit of acidity that will stop the cheese being overpowering and too creamy. Grinding a black pepper and a final drizzle of olive oil. And you can already see it looks beautiful and appetizing, and it'll be even more so when it's all cooked and gooey. So I'm going to pop that onto a baking tray. And then cooking time really depends on how ripe the brie is. If it's underripe, it's going to take a lot longer. But if it's ripe like this one, I would say about 10 minutes at about 160 degrees. You just want to feel the middle of it. And if it feels all squishy and gooey, then you know it's done. And for all the ingredients in this recipe, they're in the description box. So now the camembert is in the oven, getting nice and hot and gooey. I'm going to make some beautiful little breadsticks to go with it. Now, if you can't be bothered, you can just get breadsticks, crusty bread, carrot sticks, anything you like to dip into it. But this is a little bit more special. So I'm just going to allow my griddle pan to get nice and hot. And I've got these mini breadsticks. You can use the big ones and just break them up. But I'm going to wrap them in Parma ham and then griddle them so they become beautiful and crispy. You can just cut a slice of Parma ham in half and then in quarter and then wrap them up. Now, this is the one bit you can't do in advance. You can make the camembert up, ready to go into the oven in advance, but to do this, these are going to go soggy. The breadsticks will take on the moisture from the ham. So this is a last minute job. And if you like this recipe and others, click on the subscribe button. Now, this is a perfect little job to get the kids to do. So now that I've got a few of these wrapped up, and their little blankets, and my griddle pan's nice and hot, you don't need any oil. You just want to get them warm and a few char marks on them. So once they've been cooking on one side for a minute or two, you can just turn them over. They don't need to be perfectly browned on all sides, but just warming them through and getting that little bit of crispy Parma ham is amazing. So my camembert is out of the oven, and as you can see, there's a real wobble as the cheese has all melted, and it's perfectly gooey. It's absolutely delicious. So I'm going to get a nice board, and you can serve this however you wish, but my breadsticks are ready, and I'm going to pop those on a little pile. As I said, you can use plain breadsticks if you like, anything really that's good for dipping. Last one of those. And then careful because it's hot and gooey. And then put my camembert on there. And It's the most beautiful and delicious starter or little snack with a glass of wine. So if you enjoyed this recipe, join me for the next episode in my Winter Warmer series.